two things that I want to remind you. One of them is the one that you should have known by heart. Yes, that's a timeline. Okay, time. I will give you the hint. This is 30 AD, this is Calvary. Okay, and that's AD. Okay, but going back, there is one important thing that we always need to remember. It is 1445 BC. What happened in 1445 BC?
The temple.
No, failed. Okay, good. The president failed us. Okay, 1445 BC. I want to talk to your parents. That's what you don't do in the American schools. You do not bring parents into school, when somebody fails. Or you do.
Yeah, you have a principal's office.
Okay, whatever. Principal's office. See you in the principal's office.
Wait,
The principal's office. Yes. But seriously, okay, 1445 BC, what happened?
Did the Jews return?
They almost returned. They left from Egypt. This is Exodus. Okay? Then we have another very important thing about 1000 BC. And 1000 BC is what happened then? Build the temple. Yep. Okay? And roughly 500 years after that, 586 BC, something else happened with temple. It was destroyed. It didn't fall down by itself. There were some other guys that kind of helped the falling down, So it was not like kind of, lame walking temple and finally it fell down. It was destroyed. There is another important thing that people do not really usually pay attention to. Somewhere in between, and we know somewhere, it's 721 BC. Before I will even ask, you do remember that temple was built by, what's the name of the guy who built the temple? Solomon, okay? Son of David. Okay, it will be important for today's sermon. Son of David builds the temple. Son of David builds, Solomon builds the temple. Okay? That's important. But there is another important thing. After him, the kingdom of Israel splits in two parts. Okay, we have a north and the south. And the leading tribe on the north, so we have about 2-3 tribes on the south. And why I say 2-3, because nobody really knows. It's probably were Judah, most likely Benjamin, maybe, Simeon and Levi. So it's probably even like 3-4. And the rest were in north. But Levites were both on the north and on the south. Okay? What happened in 271 is guys from Assyria, not from Syria, Assyria, not from Damascus, but from Nineveh, okay, place where Jonah went. Jonah went, converted them, they became a big and strong empire and crushed the north. One simple reason, these guys were godless, like really bad. So what happened here is north falls. Okay? And this is the time of Isaiah. And this is the time of Jeremiah. Okay? This is the time of David and Solomon here. And this is the time of Moses. Okay? Just to remind you, Moses, David, Solomon, Isaiah, and Jeremiah were not pals who spent every Friday in the local Irish pub. Okay? Discussing the matters of the day. They were kind of somewhat spread almost about 1,000 years. Okay, that's an important thing, that when we read the Bible, understand we just flip the pages and it looks almost, same to us, same ancient text, and we still don't get it, what they were talking about and some stuff like that. But that's roughly how it looks like. There is another important thing for our book and for our class. In the book of Jeremiah, we have, goodness gracious, I forgot. 52, I think. Am I right? Yes. Huh, surprisingly. I'm right. We have 52 chapters. Okay, so the book of Jeremiah. From 1 to 29 chapters. They are, basically all of the speeches there are dated. Okay? And then, from chapters 32 to 52, again, are dated. Okay? So chapters 30 to 31 kind of have its own block and structure. You can see it, like, let's go to chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent to Jerusalem, surviving elders of exile, to the priests and prophets from all the people from whom Nebuchadnezzar have taken exile to the Babylons. Okay, so we have like a last dated point. Okay, another important thing is the book of Jeremiah is not chronological; it is thematically structured. Okay, now chapter 32 is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the 10th year of Zedekiah, the king of Judah. So, as I said, these blocks are structured. These two chapters are not. They are structured differently. The main pole that holds everything together, that everything revolves around, is the phrase repeated X number of times, "Thus says the Lord." Okay? And "thus says the Lord" is repeated 10 times. Okay? When something is repeated 10 times, it cannot be coincidence. It's a deliberate thing. What 10 times usually remind us of? What? You mean the Jericho? Charlie, you are too smart. You overthink things. Seriously. They were going 7 times. 10 what? 10 commandments. Good. Okay? Simple. 10 commandments. And actually, we can go through those 10 sayings of the Lord here and somewhat compare them to 10 commandments.